Ladies and gentlemen, this is James Samuel here with Fremson Podcast. And today I'm going to address something important that needs really leadership attention in Ghana. Recently, there are some things going on in Ghana which people need to address. Businesses, leadership, and everyone in the country needs to pay attention to it. I think leadership is supposed to protect an assets of individuals in the country, not to destroy it. Leadership is supposed to pay attention to compensate if there is anything that involve, let's say, road or whatever. If the government want to take over someone's land, someone's property, someone's assets to benefit the whole nation, there are some things the government needs to do to compensate those who owns those assets. It's becoming so common in Africa, mostly in Ghana, that any leadership that comes to the country, any leadership that takes power in the country has a way of doing their own things. There is no law in the country governing every leadership that comes. We have seen so many demolitions, so many houses, so many assets being destroyed in the country. Of course, if someone bought something unlawfully without the government's knowledge, yes, the government needs to bring the person to court. As a democratic way, the government needs to bring the person to court. And then if the court order them to destroy or order the property to be destroyed, then the authority can go ahead and destroy it. But it's becoming common in Ghana that anybody that comes to power can just destroy anything that you have without taking you to court, without court taking care or looking at it to either approve it or not. Recently, I heard something in Kumasi that some small town has started demolishing other people's homes. Those homes were built based on the current or based on the plot, the demarcation of the roads they did. Recently, they said there is something called new technology. So the new technology came in, and then they used drone to reconstruct the roads without even thinking about the old guidelines that someone gave that guidelines to the homeowners to build. They don't. Somebody came in right now and said, yeah, this is digital way, so we need to reconstruct the road, we need to expand it, so all the houses that have already been built, spending millions and millions of dollars to build, needs to be destroyed without any due diligence, without court hearing the case or anything. I think these are some of the things that any administration or Ghanaian administration needs to pay attention to. Because this is becoming so barbaric, so evil, that any Ghanaian who comes to power have power to do anything. Look at Indum or whoever that individual, that man was. This man built an empire, business empire in Ghana. He built a bank to help every Ghanaian, hired thousands and thousands of Ghanaians. One government came and then did what? Destroy it, just collapse the bank. Because they have power. The 8 years they came and used that power to destroy somebody's, without taking the person to court, without doing anything. Even if they take the case to court, the government have power over the courts. So it's happening right now. So many houses are being destroyed in the country. If you want to be advanced, if you want to, consider ourselves as civilized society, this is what we need to do. We need to learn how to take cases to court. We need to file civil lawsuit against cities, against ministers, against and then the government needs to make it such a way that our judicial system is independent. Judicial system is independent, so that if somebody comes to power, uses power to destroy your asset, you have right to sue the person. Because this is really, really, really bad. It's something going on, and I decided to address it. Because if you come to the United States and you want to build a house, responsible city, responsible leadership will make sure that you have a permit before you start. And then even if you don't have, if you don't obey and start it, they will not let you even start the foundation. Either you go to jail or you stop it. They won't allow you to build it, and then somebody comes in, another government comes in and says, oh, this is not, so we are destroying it. No. So if Ghana want to be so-called civilized society, then this thing must be implemented. Before someone builds, the person needs to do what? Go through the system. The system has to approve it. And then if the person don't want to do it, the court has to intervene and order it to be destroyed. Not some minister, not some king, not some leadership coming in and then say, hey, I have power, so go and do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I decided to address this because it's very, very important. What is going on in Ghana looks really bad. That's my opinion. It's very, very bad. And Ghanaians should wake up. No government should come in and start destroying things because they feel like they are in power. That is unacceptable. That is something that we need to fight, and then make sure that every Ghanaian should exercise their liberty to live freedom in their own country. If the person has done something and it's not correct, if you come, you take the case to court. Even to take someone's piece of land, either you compensate the person or you take the person to court. If the court approve it, that, hey, this thing is not right, you need to change it or it will be destroyed, then that is fine. Even it can be appealed all the way to the Supreme Court. But somebody coming in as a leader, as a king, somebody come and then order destruction of so many assets in the country, it's not good. Thank you.